The messengers in the dream are a source of both companionship and curiosity for the hunters. They appear at the lamps that light our journey and at the headstones that transport us between realities. They also carry messages between worlds, sell useful items to help us on our way, and even relay the deaths of others. But what are they really? Where do they come from, and what do they want? The truth, like much in Bloodborne, is stranger than we could have ever imagined. We first find them in the opening cutscene as they crawl over the player right after our very first blood transfusion. It's clear messengers can traverse the real and dreaming worlds at will, and part of their role is finding new hunters to trap within the dream.
Ah, you found yourself a hunter.
On arriving in a refuge of rest, a strange door speaks explicitly about the messengers.
Ah, the little ones, inhabitants of the dream. They find hunters like yourself, worship and serve them. Speak words they do not, but still, aren't they sweet?
She claims messengers worship and serve the hunters, but is this really true? They appear in various places, buying and selling items to aid hunters as they make their way. Of course this helps us, but who really stands to gain? For its own eldritch reasons, the moon presence sends us to kill Murgo, while pulling the strings from behind the shadows. So consciously or not, the messengers are serving the will of the moon presence. But whom do they worship? It's certainly not the hunters, but neither is it the moon presence. One of the enduring mysteries in Bloodborne is the nature of some of the eldritch monstrosities we happen upon in the nightmare. The winter lanterns, the crawlers, and the brain of Mensis all look very different at first glance, but keen-eyed hunters will notice a particular detail in their design. Looking closely, we see dead messengers strewn across their bodies. You could believe the dangerous winter lanterns were hunting and killing messengers, but perhaps something far more insidious is at play here. What if the messengers are in fact seeking them out? How could this be? The answer lies with the doll, the true object of their adoration.
O Flora of the moon, of the dream. O little ones, O fleeting will of the ancients. Let the hunter be safe. Let him find comfort, and let this dream, his captor, foretell a pleasant awakening. Be one day a fond, distant memory.
In her quiet prayer, the doll addresses two figures, Flora of the moon being the moon presence, while the little ones are the messengers, who she calls the fleeting will of the ancients. In and around Yharnam we find various items we bring back to the dream and gift to the messengers. Ribbons, top hats, even pots of incense. The description of each states, "The inhabitants of the stump appear to have an interest in adornment. Why not let them be happy and revel as babes?" Who else but the hunters have an interest in adornment? Messengers, who were once hunters, carry on this fascination, even in death. For thousands of years, hunters entered the dream, fought and died in the service of the moon, and when their journey was at an end, were released back into the waking world, where they, as all humans must, grow old and die. But they leave something behind. Some part of them lives on, grasping, yearning for a bond they once shared. For while they were trapped in the dream, only one person gave solace to their aching souls. The doll is an unfaltering friend and an empathetic mother to those who suffer and die without end. Is it any wonder that their bond would surpass even death itself? The fleeting will of these ancient hunters lives on in the dreaming world, but dreams don't always foretell a pleasant end. There are malevolent creatures in the nightmare too, and the fleeting echoes are drawn to these pale imitations of desire, moths to a deadly flame. Those who once journeyed through the unfathomable cosmos eventually find their place in the Great Order, their wills submerged in an ocean of consciousness, their instincts laid bare.